What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me right here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows, and right now, let's talk a little video game. So last week I put out a video where I discussed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game that's coming out called Shredder's Revenge. And we got some fun dialogue in the comment section about what the best Ninja Turtle games are. So that kind of led me to think, hey, why don't I rank the top 10 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video games from my perspective? Now, keep in mind, I probably haven't played every single Ninja Turtle video game. In fact, I'm sure that I haven't. But I played a lot of them. So, from my experiences and my perspective, I'm going to rank the top 10. And let's start with number 10 for the PlayStation 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus 2. This was kind of a fun, it wasn't really an open world game, but it was kind of that type of game where it was very explorative, where the characters could get out, you could have four-player co-op, and you could get out and explore an area a level at a time. It was a lot of fun. It was very cooperative, and one of the things I really liked about that game was that there was the option to unlock Turtles 2, the arcade game, on it if you went far enough into the game. So yeah, number 10 is Battle Nexus 2 for the PlayStation 2. All right, number 9. Number 9 is TMNT for the PlayStation 2. Now, this is also available on I believe the GameCube and the Wii, but the version that I had was for the PS2, and this was based on the movie that came out, I think 2006, right? Came out in 2006, and the movie was a good movie, and this kind of was based upon that film. And the character designs were based on that film. Splinter was kind of the narrator and coach of the game, and it had the same design and same voice, and it was all pretty effective for a game. It had some similarities to Battle Nexus 2 in the sense that it was kind of this open world format type game, even though it wasn't really open world. It was like open world a level at a time. But it was fun, and it was immersive, and it definitely tied into the movie well. So that is number 9, TMNT. All right, number 8. Number 8 I've got sitting right over here. Number 8 for me is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters for the Super Nintendo, for the Super NES. This game kind of came out at a point when like Mortal Kombat was real popular, Street Fighter was real popular, the fighting games were real popular, so they said, hey, let's take Ninja Turtle characters and make a fighting game with them. And what we get Tournament Fighters. And they dug deep into the Turtle lore. We had, I believe, Wingnut was a character. We had a lot of fun characters in this game that weren't necessarily from the cartoons. They kind of dug into like those Archie comics and things like that as well. So that was pretty fun. And that was number 8. All right, number 7 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Back from the Sewers for the Game Boy. And I spent so much time playing those Game Boy Ninja Turtle games. And Back to the Sewers was very fun. It included all of the major bosses that you would expect to include, with Rocksteady being the first one. But what was really fun about it was that final boss, Krang. Krang was like 17 foot high, almost impossible to defeat, and he was that final boss that was just really hard to defeat. But once you finally defeated him, you had that sense of accomplishment, like you conquered the world because you beat this skyscraper that was Krang. so guys, definitely had the arcade game type feel to it. It was side-scrolling, fighting foot soldiers most of the time, but for a black and white game, it was a lot of fun. Back to the Sewers. That's number 7. All right, number 6. Number 6 was the original NES game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Guys, this is an incredibly difficult game, for those who don't know. If you've never played it, be prepared to be frustrated. Incredibly difficult. Kind of an open world game too. Honestly, it definitely had an open world type feel to it. it was a mixture where you had the open world component, and then you could have the side scrolling sections. If you went into a building or went into a sewer or something along those lines, it definitely had the side scrolling components to it. What was really cool about this game also was there was some underwater sequences, and some of the underwater sequences, like early in the game, you jump off a dam and you end up in this water where you're swimming around trying to defuse bombs, and it's incredibly difficult because of all the obstacles that are in the water. Fun game, incredibly difficult. Probably the hardest Ninja Turtle game. But it's my number 6. Alright, number 5. Number 5 is a really cool Ninja Turtle game that I don't think enough people played. And that's Ninja Turtles Smash Up. Like Tournament Fighters, this is a Mortal Kombat type fighting game. But there is a storyline behind it. Or you could just play the arcade version where it's just fights. But there is a storyline behind this that is really cool, and it's very comic inspired. In fact, my favorite player to play in this is Casey Jones. I really like fighting as Casey Jones and have a lot of fun doing that. But some of the cut sequences in this game are black and white comic book inspired cut sequences, and that was pretty cool as well. So I think all the cinematics in the movie, the cinematic cutscenes, I think they were all comic book inspired, black and white. Very cool. And that's number 5. All right, number 4 is also black and white Game Boy game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. Oh my gosh, I played that game and played that game and played that game and played that game and played it and played it and played it and played it and played it. It was so much fun. It was my favorite Game Boy game, and I just wore it out. Such a good game. All right. That is number 4. And like the other one, this Fall of the Foot Clan was definitely Ninja Turtles 2 inspired, arcade game inspired. It was a side scroller. Most of the time you were spending fighting foot soldiers and things like that. All right. That was number 4. Number 3. Number 3 is part 3 in the NES games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. What's funny about this is that there's a Triceraton on the cover. There's no Triceraton in the game. The Triceratons are not in the game. They're just not. They're not. But this game is a lot of fun. It feels very much a continuation to Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. It's not as good as Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, but it has the same animations, the same side-scrolling, a lot of the same movements. I mean, it's very much a continuation. It feels like the exact same game, just different levels, I mean, the bosses. It's very different. It's not the same. It's not like a clone, like a carbon copy, but it feels like it belongs in that same universe, like it's a legitimate sequel to the arcade game. So, Manhattan Project, a lot of fun. That's my number 3. All right, my number 2, guys. This was tough. This was tough. But my number 2 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo. What a fun game. To be honest with you, out of all the Ninja Turtle games, I've probably played this one the most. But I got to give the edge to the other game. But this game is so much fun. This game has some great boss battles, especially about halfway through the game. There's a boss battle where you have to fight Shredder and you have to defeat him by throwing foot soldiers at him. Literally throwing foot soldiers at the screen. You're kind of seeing the fight from Shredder's perspective, which is a lot of fun. The journey back in time, the dinosaur level, the pirate level. The pirate level is just rich in detail, very interactive, so much fun to participate in and fight in. Bebop and Rocksteady are the bad guys of that level. Pirate level is great. Leatherhead is a great villain in the Old West level. Guys, Turtles in Time is legit. It's such a good game. Can't recommend it more. And it's my number 2. But I gotta give my number 1. I gotta give my number 1 to Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. I have to, because this was my childhood. Me and my friends, we would have sleepovers and we would play this game all night. I'm telling you, we would play it all night. We'd get very little sleep because we were spending so much time playing Turtles 2, the arcade game on the NES. This is, when I think about video games from my childhood, this is the first one that comes up. The Shredder fight at the end was so cool. The way that Shredder multiplied and you had to find the real one. Krang, you fought Krang right before you fought Shredder, a very difficult villain to beat. This game took so much effort and so much mastery to get if you were playing it on the hard level. This game took so much effort and mastery to be able to beat that it was immersive, and it just sucked you in, and you were doing it over and over and over and over again. Guys, Turtles 2 the arcade game in my mind is the perfect Ninja Turtle game. It is, with Turtles 4 Turtles in Time right behind. But the arcade game has to take the cake for me. Just so good, so good. Alright guys, so that being said, let's continue the conversation that we started with my last week's video on Shredder's Revenge. What is your favorite Ninja Turtle video game? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your take on it. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of content, and I want to make sure that you're up to date with everything that I'm doing. And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.